The city of Beaverton spent almost $1 million over a period of 2 years trying to hide public records relating to the annexation of the land Nike sits on. So it's no surprise that Nike recently endorsed Beaverton City Council member Dennis Doyle in the race for mayor of Beaverton. Will the Nike endorsement and the annexation fiasco give Doyle enough of an advantage to beat incumbent Rob Drake? What do you think? This is your hood, almost your hood, right?
It might.
It might.
A bold,
I'm sure you have more
bold
to say. Yeah,
statement.
Non-committal.
I think there's a real argument to be made that there needs to be change in Beaverton in terms of their leadership, their direction, and how they deal with people around them. The fellow went on to the council from the Park and Rec District, kind of felt that friction between Beaverton and really everybody else. And if Dennis would win, I think it really could open the door to annexation, that people would not be as resentful towards Beaverton. If Dennis were smart, he would say, here's a program we're putting forth, here's the advantage of coming into the city of Beaverton, and it's never going to happen with Drake. And he, I don't know him, but he doesn't seem to be a warm and fuzzy type guy. And the woman that he had running City Hall for a number of years was even less so. And I know in my own experience, when I ran for Metro, I wanted to just ask some questions and visit about what Beaverton was doing, and I couldn't even get the time of day from them. But now that may tell you that they know enough not to spend their time talking to some doofus that's not going to be there anyway. But they could have been nice.
Well, Nike's got deep pockets. I mean, I can't think of any deeper pockets in the state of Oregon than Phil Knight.
Well, you know, it's interesting. Al says that that Doyle, if he wins, might be more successful at annexation, but I bet he's not going to put that on his resume.
Oh, no.
Because I think Drake has alienated a lot of people.
Right.
He's done a lot of great things, getting the library put together, done street improvements, park improvements. He's done a lot of good things for Beaverton, but he has alienated a lot of people on the annexation issue. And if the people around the edge of Beaverton could vote, I think it would be a done deal. But even the people in the newly annexed areas are pretty bitter. There's that word again. They're bitter about some of the way in which Drake has run the office. So yeah, maybe time for a change, and I think the time is ripe.
I think we talked about this on the show probably a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe something I remember when it was going on,
Well,
and when they were finding all
and
these.
Beaverton gets into the thing that Portland does, that they think because they're Beaverton or Portland, they really can run something. Well, they can't.
Well,
I mean, they can't build a tram.
Case
they
in
can't
point,
do the round.
The round.
And then while they're dropping the ball on the round, they go and buy the old theater over there.
What is the round?
The
Because
round,
I do not
the
live
round
in
was,
it's go ahead. Yeah.
it was supposed to be this space-age mixed-use development that was going to bring in lots of people and businesses.
The old Westgate Theater.
Right,
Oh,
right,
okay.
and it
On
was
light
built
rail.
as a
Okay.
round thing to be right around. The light rail basically goes right through the middle of it, so that you'd have transportation and all this stuff. And the people that the city worked with decided that they didn't eventually have enough money to actually finish what they started.
That's happened more than once, though. I mean, aren't we on like our third bankruptcy? Or
Exactly,
third
exactly.
development.
So it's been sitting there as a very large eyesore, and
The irony is there are some nice restaurants and things there, but if you'd never know it driving by it.
Oh,
it-
I've
right.
been there. Now I know what you're talking
Typhoon
about.
is
Yeah,
there. That's a real
yeah.
nice restaurant.
Mingo.
but
Cafe
the
Bingo.
whole
But there's no signage. There's
Right.
no private sector entrepreneurial type approach to calling it to people's attention and getting people excited about it. It's that kind of the bureaucratic thing. Build it and it'll.
Well, yeah, because it was planners who decided what they wanted rather than the market, right? They said, well, here's our vision for what we want. And then they went out to the market, and all the people who would actually have to run the businesses and build the condos said, well, that's not going to make any money. You know, I don't want to do that.
PGE lost a lot of money on that because they had underwritten a few $1 million into doing the infrastructure in terms of the most high-end electrical and it was supposed to be energy or fuel neutral, that you could use gas, you could use electricity, or they put it in fuel cells. So
And
several
who are we
people
bl-
have
who are
been
we
burned.
blaming for this?
We're blaming, I'd say, the city for not having the foresight to realize that if you don't get it funded up front, don't wait for the funding to follow it once you start building it. Build it and they won't come.
It's another case though, of state development or government knows best, as opposed to letting the private sector decide where the market is and what's needed.
So who here, do you know Doyle? You said you do not know Doyle?
Well, I know him. He was active.
I mean, his
in-
track record in
Yeah.
city council.
He has a real good.
I'm gonna put you on the spot, Al. Do you
well,
think
no,
he'd
no,
make a good mayor?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's active in the Rotary. He's active in a number of fundraising type things that go on in the community, and I know that they were at the Public Affairs Forum, I think Monday, and the mayor wasn't even sure where it was going to be held and what was happening. I've gone off and on to Public Affairs, and I very seldom have seen him there. Matter of fact, I don't think I've ever seen him when he wasn't the speaker. And that kind of, it's a little bit of an elitist attitude. I'll go when I'm invited and when I'm speaking, but these other people that come and speak, they don't have anything to say that would benefit me or help me be a better mayor. And I think that's not good.
Has that made people bitter, you think?
It could.
Here we go again. Okay, that's all we have time for today.